Welcome everyone back to the Frankfurt Famous channel. Before we start talking about Chelsea's victory versus Leeds, what I want to do is give a shout out to all the Arsenal fans. Good job that you guys went into this game, you played your hearts out, and you came out with a victory. Wait a minute. This must have been a dream. You guys came out with a loss. This was disrespectful, the way Tottenham slapped you around, and you guys fell into Mourinho's trap. The least thing you could do is at least come out a draw, somewhat help us in this title race. But why would we count on Arsenal fans? You tend to let your team down. Your team tends to let you down. So this is another thing we're going to be seeing consistently coming from the great Arsenal team and Michael Arteta, where they're already calling for Arteta's head, and they're already calling for him to be out of the club. Sad to see such a sight. But moving on, let's talk today, you guys, about yet again Chelsea's victory, a little bit about Giroud and what he has done now to really give Frank Lampard a headache with the way he has been playing and his leadership. And also we're going to talk about Hakim Ziyech's injury and also Callum Hudson-odoi's injury, and what we probably will be seeing moving forward as the season starts to really take fold. Injuries are going to be happening, and we're going to need to find a way to make sure that we have players who can come in and be ready to step up. I also want to talk about Billy Gilmour's interview he had today and some great things that he spoke about. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the Krasnodar game, because the Krasnodar game honestly doesn't really mean anything, but it's great to see some players get an opportunity to get out and get a little run in as they get ready for the end of the year. Also, this is going to give us opportunity to see who is going to be staying with us and who is going to be leaving as we get closer and closer to the transfer window. So without further ado, you guys, please don't forget to like. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and let's get it. So viewers, let's dive quickly into the Chelsea versus Leeds game. As we saw that the final score was 3-1, but there's a couple things that played out in this game that I really want to point out. Opponent that we're going to be playing, Leeds. They play a very dynamic style. Their coach is really big on them playing out from the back, pressing, and also attacking. So he likes to play that full-on exciting game, which Chelsea, we know that's what we want to be playing against. We want to be able to give the crowd something to stand up and cheer about. We want to give the crowd something to be excited about, having the opportunity to be back in the stadium watching their team play. So to see us going down 1-0 after 4 minutes, usually I would be pissed off, my head would be down, I would be screaming at the TV like, what is going on? But to see how Chelsea has been playing these past few games, I knew we were going to be able to come back. We just needed to make sure that the back line and the goalkeeper is communicating. We finally saw a mistake from Edouard Mendy, but he has been doing a really good job trying to keep clean sheets and that leadership back there. So I knew that we were going to be able to still take it to them, and we did. As we saw a beautiful assist coming from the right side from Reece James, and who's the goal scorer? Giroud. Why? Because Giroud knows where to be at and when to get into the box, because he's very intelligent as his position, and he's very confident in his technique, and he's very confident in the way he plays the game. So to see Giroud getting another goal is only going to be a positive thing for us as Chelsea fans, and also being able to bring the competitiveness that we need. So Tammy Abraham is watching and needs to know when he gets his opportunity, he's going to need to deliver. Injury to Hakim Ziyech, it's definitely, hopefully, something that's not going to last him long, because he really helps to bring balance to the team, and also him and Reece James have really built up a partnership. So hopefully we're praying that this is not going to be a long haul for him, and he'll be back again in full ability to play. But it's not a bad thing at the moment, because we have wingers like Christian Pulisic, who is healthy, that we can bring him on, and he's going to be able to deliver and give us the speed, the technical abilities, and he also can score goals. So bringing him in is the biggest thing, is now having that versatility, making sure that these injuries are going to start to come, but we're going to have players who can come in and fill that role. So we did see a goal come in from Christian Pulisic. That goal gave us that 3-1 victory we were looking for. We were able to keep the conditioning up versus Leeds, which is tough to do because Leeds gives top teams a challenge because, yet again, they play a dynamic style. They are full force attacking, and they're good with the structure of their team, keeping everyone communicating with each other. So Chelsea was able to really outrun them, which is amazing to see because most teams can't do that. So we can see that our conditioning is really showing, and the fact that Timo Werner had opportunities to score and he didn't deliver today with a goal, but that's okay because Timo is the type of player we need. Reason being is because he never puts his head down. He continues to stay confident knowing that he can provide. He's comfortable in his skin, and he knows if he's not providing on the goal end, he's providing assists. So we saw a beautiful goal towards the end of the game where he was able to take the ball into the box. Christian Pulisic was running his lights out speed and got in there with a nice slide and tucked it into the back of the net. So it's exciting to see Chelsea really building off of this. There's another level for them to go. So this is nothing. We're going to be seeing even more quality coming from this team because we're going to continue to have the consistency that we need, and players are going to start to adapt more to the league. But injuries are becoming an issue, and I want to discuss what we're going to need to do moving forward. All right, viewers. So what I want to discuss is the injury to Hakim Ziyech, and also we're hearing that Callum Hudson-odoi also was injured in training, and now we have two of our wingers injured with hamstring problems. This is bothering to hear because N'Golo Kante last season dealt with injuries similar to this, and this really derailed his season. And the way we are playing, we need to have all of our wingers healthy and available, because as the season starts to take more impact on our players, as there's plenty of games to be played, in order for us to stay consistently moving forward, getting our players more adapted to the style, we need to be able to have players competing for those positions. We need to be able to have players getting opportunities to rest. What the question I have about is, what are the things that we're going to be able to do to make sure that we're keeping our players healthy? This is something that the only best way I can say to answer this is to see these players take time to fully recover before they're back on the field. I know that's something that I'm saying, but it's not easy as it comes out, because we know these injuries can take quite a while. Hakim Ziyech already had an injury that he suffered at the beginning of the season, so it took him a little bit to get up to speed with Chelsea's football and their style of play. Callum Hudson-odoi also had an injury. So these are the things that we're seeing. These are the things that we're taking note of. What recovery needs to be done so then these players are not suffering these injuries? Are they not getting enough quality rest? Are these players just, the speed of the game, it's taking its toll on their bodies? One of the things I think, especially me playing soccer in America, but football in general, was how did I keep myself as healthy as I could? Yet again, it is a mindset thing, but at the same time, you have to treat each day as if you're preparing for a game. You have to make sure that you're icing. You have to make sure that you're eating quality food. You're getting great rest. Whenever you're playing on the field, you're stretching. You're coming back after the game, you're stretching. You're getting physical therapy done. These are the things that are going to help these players, hitting the weights, building these muscles, so then we're not seeing these injuries. Yes, they're going to be coming because there's so many games so quickly, but we got to find a way to keep our wingers healthy, because these are going to be the players that are helping our strikers get goals. These are the players that are going to be going up and down the field, playing defense and offense, and giving us that versatility that we need, because our names are ringing right now as competing for the Premier League title. And the only way to do that is for us to have a full squad. So I'm hoping and praying that we're going to see these injuries start to disappear and our players are going to be able to stay healthy for the new year. But I have confidence in Chelsea's medical crew that they will be able to really improve these players. Let's discuss Billy Gilmour. As we know, Billy Gilmour had a press conference today, and he did a great job for someone so young. The way he speaks, his confidence, the fact that he is being questioned about should he go out on loan to get some more playing time. But he believes his biggest thing is he needs to stay with the squad. He wants to compete. He came to Chelsea because he knew that it was going to be tough for him to get any first team playing time, but he believed in himself. He believed in his quality, that he could have the opportunity to change the gaffer's mindset and become a Chelsea player, even at the age that he is at. I believe we should keep him around the club because the world-class players that we have at the club, those are things that he needs to see on a day-to-day basis. Those are the players he needs to speak to. Those are the players he needs to be training with. So he knows when it comes down to it, what is expected of him. Because this isn't last year where he had an opportunity to just, play games because we needed players at the same time to fill roles in, and we're giving a lot of our youth players opportunity to play. This is a whole new year, and there's a lot of players who are really competing that have been playing for a number of years. So Billy Gilmour wants to take all of those things he learns from the experiences and the life lessons and utilize that for him to become the great player that he believes that he can become. Tuesday, this game honestly doesn't mean anything. We're already past the round of 16. Krasnodar and ourselves, Chelsea Football Club, have already placed ourselves in the right positions moving forward, and this is more of a game just to kind of give our players who, yet again, haven't had opportunity to fully play. This is going to be the opportunity to give our players who haven't been playing as frequently time to step on the field, and Billy Gilmour will be playing. Another thing, just to, if you guys didn't hear about it or you're just hearing about it now, Kepa Arrizabalaga is going to be playing his first game in, seems like it's been in forever. And now he has an opportunity to either cement himself in Frank Lampard's mindset, or this would be an opportunity for him to get some game time, and who knows if he's going to be out the door. But I believe we need to keep him. Reason being is because we're already seeing injuries, and we're gonna need a keeper of his level when he builds that confidence that I know he has in him to come in just in case of anything that does happen, because anything can happen and we're hoping that it doesn't. But to get Kepa back on the field, it looks like Frank Lampard has loved the way he has been competing. He says Kepa has been showing some consistency. He's been showing that he finally has that confidence. So this is going to be a good game for him to display that. And yet again, he is the most expensive keeper in the world. So that is a lot to be put on his shoulders. But I definitely think this time has given him the opportunity, and I hope to really reminisce on what he was previously and where he is at now, and how he can get back to the reasons that made us sign this goalkeeper. I want to thank you viewers for tuning into my channel. Please don't forget to leave me a comment if you like the information I talked about and spoke about today. Let me know what you think about what we talked about today, and do you see any changes we need to be making in order to keep our players healthy? Is Giroud going to stay our #1 striker, or should we be moving back to Tammy Abraham? Also, are you guys going to be tuning in to watch the Chelsea versus Krasnodar game and to see Bill Gilmour, to get an opportunity to showcase, and hopefully we'll be seeing him in the near future somewhat starting for Chelsea? Leave me a comment, you guys, and Yet again, thank you again for tuning into my channel. I will be bringing you more information in regards to Chelsea Football Club, and we're excited for the game taking place on Tuesday. Come on, Blues!